Minerals are a second type of micronutrient, but unlike vitamins, minerals are inorganic. They are elements that form solid compounds, and because they are inorganic, that means they are not bound to carbon. When I think minerals, I think rocks, because when I talk about the mineral calcium or I talk about the mineral iron, these are the same minerals that we find in rocks naturally in our environment. These are the same ones that our body needs, or a form of these minerals, a form that our body needs in order to be able to do certain things. Unlike the vitamins, minerals both are responsible for various physiological processes, again, by helping to activate enzymes. But in addition, they're also really important for body structure. Vitamins don't contribute to body structure, minerals do. Okay? We can divide our minerals into our major minerals. There's more of these in the body and they're required in higher amounts from the diet, and minor or trace minerals. There's lower amounts of these in the body, and we need smaller amounts of these from the diet. So for instance, for the major minerals, often the recommendation is in like milligrams. Whereas for the minor or trace minerals, often the recommendation is in like micrograms, so really, really tiny amounts. When I think of the minerals, I also think about the periodic table, because the periodic table is where I'm going to find these minerals. It's where I find calcium, magnesium, sodium, and potassium. These are, again, some of our major minerals. We also see all of our minor minerals here. We see copper, zinc, iron, manganese, molybdenum, and iodine and selenium as well. Okay, so like we said, minerals are chemical elements that form solid compounds. Minerals are not equally available from all foods. There are certain things that negatively impact mineral availability, whereas things that positively impact it as well. Minerals can be found in both plants and animals, but they typically are more available from animal products. That is because animal products concentrate minerals the more they eat other things. The mineral content of an animal product is going to depend on what that animal eats. When it comes to plants, the mineral quality of that plant depends on the soil it was grown in. So the soil quality is so important for the mineral content of plants. One of the reasons why plant products aren't as good of a source of minerals as animal products is that plants can contain compounds that negatively affect the availability of these minerals in the body. For instance, phytates, which are found in a lot of grain products, these can impair both iron and zinc absorption. Okay, they kind of bind to iron and zinc and promote their removal as opposed to their absorption. If we soak grains overnight and by fermenting foods, this can help to free up those phytates from the minerals in order to promote the bioavailability of those minerals, something that might be especially important if someone is a vegetarian or a vegan. Oxalates, like what we find in a lot of these green leafy vegetables, these can impair calcium and iron absorption. Tannins, these are the things that are found in a lot of like tea and wine and coffee. When you think of like drinking really oversteeped tea and you get like a kind of taste on the mouth, or like with wine, it's got red wine, it's got kind of that taste as well, or that feeling I should say as well. That is tannins that are responsible for that feeling. And when it comes to wine, tannins are actually a desirable thing. They add kind of a completeness to that wine. But the issue with these tannins is that they impair iron absorption. Okay. However, on the opposite side, they may also have disease-reducing effects. Glucosinolates, which are found in a lot of our cruciferous vegetables, these can impact iron absorption. So something to keep in mind if you are a vegan or a vegetarian, that plant products, even though they might have a certain amount of a mineral listed, it might actually be less available from those foods, and you might want to consume more of those foods to make sure that you are getting the amount of minerals, especially iron, that you need. Just like with the vitamins, minerals can function as substances that improve the activity of enzymes, or I should say that activate enzymes. Remember, vitamins, we say they function as coenzymes. It's kind of the same idea as a cofactor, But coenzymes, these are organic. Typically, we use a term to mean something that's organic, whereas cofactor, these are inorganic. Sometimes an enzyme needs both a coenzyme and a cofactor. It needs an organic coenzyme and an inorganic cofactor in order to be fully active, in order for it to facilitate chemical reactions. So again, one of the main ways that minerals work is they work by acting as cofactors, facilitating enzymatic reactions.